Hello there everybody, this here's the Dusk Alchemist from Dusk Gaming Entertainment, that awful YouTube gaming channel that you've never heard of. I'm just here, decided to finally make a video giving my final thoughts and or a review on how the Destiny beta went for me. I wanted to wait a little bit, I feel like I've waited too long, but I didn't want it to be right after the beta ended, where the hype would still be in my system, and I would give it a bit too high of praising. But, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what I thought of the beta, how much I'm looking forward to the final game. As you see here, I'm recording this while staring at the Destiny beta application. I have not deleted it yet. I like just opening it up and listening to the music. They did a wonderful job in the music, so I'm gonna get started on the thing, and music is actually going to be my first topic as far as this whole little review and final thoughts went. From all of the sound and music that I heard, I think that Destiny is gonna be really well done as far as that is concerned. I love the sound of the enemies, the voices of the very few voices that you heard. You heard the speaker in one of the cutscenes, which if you haven't played it, he's like the leader of the last city in the game. You have the Ghost, who's voiced by Peter Dinklage, but it's the musical orchestra scores, the sounds during the cutscenes, how well it's done. All of those are phenomenal. I'm gonna say even like 2 weeks later, I think it's been about 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the beta has ended, I still remember that music, and I still open up the Destiny application just to listen to the loading sounds to it, and it's just really nice. I'm gonna stop focusing on that. A lot of people don't like him. I think Peter Dinklage is doing a great job on the Ghost voice. As far as like his voice acting, I think he did a good job on it. As far as I know, this is his first voice acting. He's been in a ton of shows since 2001. Recently, you probably know he's mostly well known for Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. I just like the Ghost character as a whole. I'm getting the Ghost edition to the game. I'm getting that little Ghost replica, the motion activated voiced one, and I can't wait to get that in my hands. Whoever the voice actor for the speaker was, I really liked him as well. So, as far as the music and the sound effects and everything and the voice acting, the sound of the game, how it's gonna hit your ears, look forward to that. That's gonna be really good. I think that's gonna be one of the underlying highlights of the game. Next, gameplay. I'm not a first-person shooter type of guy. I don't play a lot of them. The last first-person shooter I actually bought myself was Killzone Shadowfall, and that as far as I know, that got really mixed reviews. I like the storyline. The multiplayer wasn't bad, but I don't play a lot of first-person shooters, so I can't really compare it to other things. I've played some of Battlefield 4, I played a little bit of Call of Duty. That's only when my friends came over and we tried playing it together. But, as far as the controls felt, I adjusted so quickly to the game. It felt nice. I had no arguments to it, but then again, I've never played any other first-person shooter, so I don't have anything to actually compare it to. Besides Killzone Shadowfall, and as far as I know, this handles a lot better than Killzone Shadowfall, and I actually like that game. So, unless you're a really big first-person shooter thing, you're coming from a game that had better gameplay than this, which I wouldn't know which one does or does not have that, you're probably going to be satisfied with how it feels. Some people are saying it feels too Halo-ish, other people say it feels too much like Call of Duty. And other people are saying it's way too much like Borderlands. All I know is I liked it, the gameplay felt smooth and fluid. I love the class aspect. I did one of each class. I did Titan, I did Warlock, I did Hunter. I found myself favoring Warlock and Hunter, but that's only because I don't... I played most of them because I liked the way they looked cosmetically. All three of the classes feel wonderful to me. I can't really decide which one's my favorite, but the gameplay seems nice. There's nothing really too crazy about it as far as I just like how it feels. Next, the actual world itself. As you know, Destiny's supposed to be a really big open world shooter. You can there's a function called, it used to be called Patrol, now it's going to be called the Explore option, where you go to the planets and you can do little side quests, which are the basic stereotypical collect this many of that, defeat this many of this character. And as far as that, they really need to work on the side quests, give more of an incentive to do Explore. So far, the biggest incentive to do Explore is to look for community events, which I never get tired of. Community events are so much fun. The only problem is sometimes the other players don't want to do it, so you're going to be doing this little community event that's supposed to require 3 or so people, and you're going to be doing it solo style, and depending on the location, it's going to be harder or easier to do. But the world itself is beautiful. It does feel like it could be a bit bigger, but this was the beta. There was a lot of areas locked off, and we only really got to go to one planet, and there's gonna be a few more other than that. We gotta go to Old Russia on Earth. And even in there was a few areas like the King's Watchtower, you couldn't go to those yet, and there are other places you could go to, but there were level 20 characters, and you could only get to level 8, so those would kill you immediately. So, as far as that's concerned, I haven't experienced enough of it. What I did experience, I loved. I spent 60 hours on the beta just running around killing stuff, and I never got bored. Never once. I was always trying to upgrade my Grimoire score, which is like a little rating that goes like, it's like the in-game achievement system. I liked it. Let's see, the main hub, the tower. The tower is the main social hub for the game, which is saying a little bit too much, because you can't really communicate with the other characters unless you invite them to a fire team. And to me, that's sort of random, because you can't really tell them why you want them to join your fire team in the first place. You're going to send them an invitation, they may or not respond, and if they have a mic, they can talk to you then. And then you get to explain, oh, I invited you to my fire team for this reason. And if they don't like the reason, they're going to quit your fire team or whatever. I'm hoping they implement proximity chat. You can only get up to around 16 people in the tower at a time. So that seems kind of limiting for a social hub. But this is a shared first-person shooter. That's the term Bungie has been using. It's not an MMO. 16 people in an area at the same time is not massive. There's going to be millions of people playing at the same time, well, more like hundreds of thousands, but you're not actually going to get to meet with all those people at once. So it's not an MMO. It has MMO features, which I love. I actually hope it goes a bit closer to MMO feel, but for now, it's not an MMO, so don't try and treat it like it is. If you're buying the game expecting MMO, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. They're trying to lean towards a first-person shooter type style with MMO inspirations. Beyond that, the tower itself is really beautiful, and I'm gonna finish off with what's probably the most not critically acclaimed, the exact opposite, but the most criticized part of the game, the PvP. The PvP and Destiny is shown in the format of something called the Crucible. You go ahead, you select the Crucible, there's 3 different game modes. We only got to pick one game mode, which was something called Capture the Points. There's 3 points in the arena. There's only 2 maps unless you do the Iron Banner event, which they had 2 more maps for you to do. And what you had to do is your team had to go ahead and capture these points, and for each point you have captured when you killed somebody, you got extra points. So you didn't have to capture the points, it was basically a glorified team deathmatch, but having those points really helped you get more points. And whoever reached 20,000 points first, or whoever had the most points by the end of the game, would have won. Personally, I really liked it, but a lot of people did not. Some people said the vehicles were too overpowered. I know I'm a noob, and I got onto one of the vehicles, the Interceptor, fires missiles, and I was wrecking a lot of stuff with it. So if somebody like me can do really well on a tank vehicle, it's kind of fast, maybe they are a bit overpowered, because I frankly suck. But I know that there are definitely many ways to kill them. I got myself a neat little rocket launcher. If you can get the heavy ammo in those interceptors are done for. At least the people on them. They're nerfing those. They're slowing down their fire rate, making them a little bit slower. Only 1 per team now, so that's gonna be done. but the PvP was definitely not my favorite part of the game. It was when the Iron Banner event was open. I went there because it was a limited time event, and I wanted to get involved in it. Plus, you could also get exclusive limited time gear. I was kind of hoping it would pass over to the full game, but I didn't really care whether it did or not. I just wanted to say, hey, if it does pass over, I'm gonna have this extra gear and limited time loot from the Iron Banner ahead of time, so good for me. But didn't happen. I enjoyed my time in the Iron Banner. I have a bunch of other videos, an entire playlist with just showing my matches during the Iron Banner, so if you want to check those out and see what the PvP in Destiny is like, go ahead and check those out as well. It's on my main channel, Dust Gaming Entertainment. But as far as my final verdict, you can't really give a final verdict in a beta. It's a goddamn beta. It's not like I'm gonna say it's an 8 out of 10 or it's a 10 out of 10. It was amazing, because it's a beta. It's not there as a game demo to hype you. Given they did do a lot of hyping with the beta, they had a beta trailer. So if that doesn't try and hype you for the actual game, then what won't? But if I had to give it an award for the best beta I've ever played, I'd definitely give it to this game. The beta was beautiful. I logged in over 60 hours over, I think it was a 7-day period playing the game. I just overall enjoyed it, but they're definitely gonna have to work on the story. There is a lack of cutscenes that explained what was going on. You can read the Grimoire cards that you get in the thing which explain the lore, but you have to go to your phone app or online to your Bungie.com application to actually read them, and they don't explain it in the story, and that's what they need to do. People aren't going to want to play the game, pause, go read up on the lore. They want to be told in-game what happens. So if they can fix that, maybe make the PvP a bit more admirable, make sure the other game modes are more like Halo, which, as far as I know, everyone who's ever played Halo enjoyed. Sorry, that's getting tired, but I'm looking forward to the game. I have the Ghost Edition. I'm really hyped. There are a few things it's gonna have to tweak to make perfect, but if it does, this is a strong contender for Game of the Year, in my opinion. And not just because there's been a sort of lack of really big games this year. In my opinion, the biggest fight this game's gonna have for Game of the Year is gonna be Dark Souls 2. And that's gonna be it'll be a close match. I'm gonna see what like gaming magazines will choose to have this Game of the Year, but then this is just my guess at it, because I've only played the beta. I need to play the actual game, and for all I know, I could switch opinions entirely. I could be disappointed with the final amount of exploration. All the people are saying it's just a beta when somebody's giving criticisms. That's what a beta is for, to give criticisms. If they don't deliver in the final game, that's not the people criticizing its fault. That's gonna be Bungie's fault in the end. So, good luck to this game. I really hope it's good. I'm spending $150 on it, and I hope it's gone to good use. I hope you enjoyed my little horrible review on this game. If you want to see some more videos, suggest what you want me to play, hit like and subscribe down below, comment, whatever. That's it. Have a good day, everybody.